When we think of St. Peter, we often imagine the steadfast apostle, the rock upon which the Christian church was built. But Peter's journey was not a simple ascent to greatness. His story is marked by three pivotal moments, three faces that reveal the profound depths of his humanity and the extraordinary nature of his calling. These moments are the call, the fall, and the recall. Together, they shape Peter into the leader he was destined to become. In the first face, we meet Peter at the shores of Galilee, an ordinary fisherman named Simon. Each morning, he rises before dawn, casting his nets into the cool, misty waters, toiling alongside his brother Andrew. Their hands are rough from years of labor. Their lives are simple, ruled by the rhythms of the sea and the demands of survival. But on this particular day, something extraordinary happens. A rabbi named Jesus approaches, his presence commanding yet gentle. Crowds gather, drawn by his words and the sense of hope that radiates from him. Jesus steps into Simon's boat and asks him to put out a little from the shore. From there, he teaches the gathered multitude, his voice carrying across the water. When he finishes speaking, he turns to Simon and says, "Put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch." Simon hesitates. He has fished all night and caught nothing. Yet something in Jesus' gaze compels him to obey. He casts his net once more, and to his astonishment, the nets fill to the breaking point with fish. Awestruck, Simon falls to his knees before Jesus. "Go away from me, Lord," he says, "for I am a sinful man." But Jesus looks at him with compassion and calls him to a new purpose. "Do not be afraid. From now on, you will fish for people." In that moment, Simon's life is transformed. He leaves everything behind, his boat, his nets, his old identity. He becomes Peter, the first to answer the call, the first to recognize something divine in this teacher from Nazareth. From that day, Peter follows Jesus everywhere. He is bold, impulsive, and passionate. He asks the questions others are too afraid to voice. When Jesus asks his disciples, "Who do you say I am?" it is Peter who declares, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Jesus blesses him and says, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." The promise is clear. Peter is chosen to be the foundation, the leader. But with great promise comes great testing. The second face of Peter is revealed in his fall, a moment that exposes the limits of his courage and the depth of his fear. As Jesus' ministry grows, so does the opposition. The shadow of the cross looms ever closer. At the Last Supper, Jesus warns his disciples that they will all fall away. Peter, ever confident, protests, "Even if all fall away, I will not. I will lay down my life for you." Yet Jesus looks at Peter with sorrow and says, "Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times." That night, Jesus is arrested. Chaos erupts in the garden. The disciples scatter in terror, but Peter follows at a distance, slipping into the courtyard of the high priest. There, as he warms himself by the fire, a servant girl recognizes him. "You also were with Jesus of Galilee," she says. Fear surges within Peter. He shakes his head. "I don't know what you're talking about." 2 more times, others accuse him of being one of Jesus' followers. Each time, Peter denies it even more vehemently. The words are scarcely out of his mouth when a rooster crows. Peter remembers Jesus' prediction. The weight of his failure crushes him, and he flees into the night, weeping bitterly. In this moment of weakness, we see Peter's humanity laid bare. The rock has cracked. The leader has failed. The man who once walked on water now drowns in regret. Yet it is here, in the depths of his fall, that Peter learns a lesson no triumph could ever teach: the need for mercy, humility, and the grace of forgiveness. After the crucifixion, Peter is adrift, his dreams shattered. He returns to his old life, casting nets once more into the sea. The call seems distant, the promise lost. But the story is not over. The third face of Peter emerges in his recall, a moment of restoration and commissioning that will shape the future of the church. In the early morning light, as the disciples fish on the Sea of Galilee, a figure appears on the shore. He calls out, "Friends, have you any fish?" They answer, "No." The stranger instructs them to cast their nets on the right side of the boat. When they do, the nets fill with fish, just as before. John recognizes him first. It is the Lord. Peter, impulsive as ever, leaps into the water and swims to Jesus. On the shore, Jesus has prepared breakfast. As the disciples eat, an unspoken tension lingers in the air. Peter remembers his denial, the shame still fresh. Jesus turns to him and asks, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" Peter answers, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus replies, "Feed my lambs." 2 more times Jesus asks the same question. Each time Peter affirms his love, and each time Jesus commands him, "Take care of my sheep, feed my sheep." With these words, Jesus does not merely forgive Peter, he restores him. He entrusts him with the care of the community, reaffirming the promise made long ago. Peter's recall is not a return to his old self, but a transformation. He is now a leader who knows his own frailty, a shepherd who can guide others with compassion because he, too, has been lost and found. From this moment, Peter steps into his role as the rock and leader of the church. He preaches at Pentecost, his words igniting the hearts of thousands. He heals the sick and proclaims the risen Christ with boldness. He faces persecution and imprisonment, yet never wavers. The same man who once denied Jesus now lays down his life for him, ultimately embracing martyrdom in Rome. Peter's journey, his call, his fall, and his recall, offers a powerful message for all who seek to follow a higher purpose. It reminds us that greatness is not found in flawless strength, but in the willingness to answer the call, to confront our failures honestly, and to accept the grace that restores us. Peter's story is our story, a testament to the transformative power of mercy and the enduring hope that, no matter how far we fall, we can be recalled to a life of purpose and leadership. Through the centuries, the legacy of Peter endures. His faith, his flaws, and his ultimate redemption continue to inspire. He is not remembered as the perfect disciple, but as the one who loved deeply, stumbled greatly, and was lifted up by the boundless compassion of the one he followed. In Peter, we see the 3 faces of every leader: the call to something greater, the fall that tests our resolve, and the recall that reshapes us into the people we are meant to become. So, as we reflect on the life of St. Peter, let us remember that the path to becoming a rock is not a straight line. It is a journey of answering, failing, and returning, again and again, until by grace we become the leaders our world so desperately needs.